Hello, YouTube. I know it's been a while, and I'd just like to thank those of you who emailed about me and sent your concerns to the comment section of some of my videos. I appreciate uh, my supporters that were concerned about me. As I spoke with one of you brothers today, there's several reasons for my absence, and I'm gonna go into this in a little bit more detail in later videos. But right now, let's just say that I'm on a roller coaster ride right now at this point in my life, and the roller coaster ain't riding in my favor. um, Also, I've been very busy. Business has picked up. Um, Given what I do as a profession for a living, and I've had some serious personal issues, but I'd like to thank all of you guys for your thoughts and your concerns. Means a lot to me to know that somebody cares. It's funny. All this time I was sitting up stressing about getting our own platform, and we are gonna get our own platform. I'm gonna give you guys more updates on that when I can. I still got a brother working on that, developing some websites, but all this time I'm worried about shit that don't really matter, like all this silly flag and shit on YouTube. And here it is, I have a channel in good standing, hasn't been flagged in months, and I'm sitting up here tripping on some real life shit right now, But yeah, guys, again, I appreciate all of you who have showed your concern. And just to reiterate and give you an update, I now have a Patreon page with the help of Brother Obsidian. I got that set up a couple of weeks ago. I am going to be putting content on that site when I get a chance, not in the foreseeable future, but it is going to come at some point sooner than later. I don't know how much of me you're going to see over the course of the next month. I got some audios lined up. I just have to play everything day by day, play it by eyesight and by ear. But if you want to become a Patreon member just to show your support to me, and sign up for a monthly subscription, I'd certainly appreciate it. I'm not gonna obviously require it. As I said before, all of my content is gonna remain free. I found out with Patreon, you don't have to set your stuff behind a paywall. So if you just want to go there and watch my stuff, you can. But if you want to go there and show your support by signing up, you can do that as well. In addition, you'll see my PayPal donation link and the links to my alternate channels. If you haven't signed up to my alternate channels, please do so, whether you decide to donate or not. The most important thing is that I know that I can, distribute content to you guys whenever and wherever I can. Also, all of you should have signed up to my BitChute by now and my Gab TV. If you haven't, the links are also down there in the description box. So yeah, guys, I can't stress enough. I've been going through some shit, and I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get back to this regular. Like I said, I got busy, and then some other personal shit happened, and that's life. What the hell can you say? But anyway, I wasn't gonna make no video today, but I got wind of this murder suicide. Of course, they're not calling it that in the media, but essentially that's what the fuck it is. A murder suicide of this former Playboy Playmate by the name of Stephanie Adams and her 7-year-old son. Apparently, she rented a room at the Gotham Hotel in downtown Manhattan, New York, and holding her son's hand, she jumped to her death from the hotel suite and killed herself and her baby boy. Now, when I initially heard this story, I thought, oh, just another crazy ass white chick. I had no idea until hours later, and as of course the story was kind of blurred out by what happened in Santa Fe, Texas today. The tragic mass school shooting massacre that took 10 more lives, 9 students and a teacher. It was kind of drowned out by that, but while surfing the internet on my phone, I saw some small headlines about the murder-suicide of this ex-Playboy model, and I saw that she was black. Now, like I said before, I'm really going through hell right now, personally. It's not the best of times for me. Don't get me wrong, I've had worse. I do believe that I will recover, but, I really didn't feel like making a video today. But when I saw that she was African American, and then I read further into the story, there was something in me that just couldn't let this slip through my fingers. I couldn't let this go unnoticed. With all the major headlines that have been breaking over today, including, the eruption of the volcano in Hawaii, the school shooting massacre in Texas, North Korea threatening to call off the meeting between Kim Jong-un and Trump in Singapore. I mean, this just, it takes the cake as one of those undercard headlines that you're not going to hear in any exclusive detail anywhere but here and maybe the National Enquirer. I just couldn't let this go, because there's so much in this that it's in the midst of how I feel right now, even as I talk to you guys. It's really irresistible, because here you have a picture perfect example of everything that myself and other black male YouTubers say about the demented, mentally ill black female. And prior to this, I was actually working on some other videos that, given what I'm going through right now, I just haven't had a chance to upload. Unfortunately, I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to work on those videos and upload them. But here you have this former Playboy Playmate that, this was one of those black females that back in the day, she rode in the circles of the high class of Hollywood, of white men. She was basically a play toy for the rich and famous. And, clearly you can see, even as she got older, it didn't really look like she had hit the wall. I mean, she still maintained her looks somewhat. I mean, judging from these pictures, to be honest with you, she looks better with age, if you ask me. I mean, some people, they age very, very well. And of course, we know other people, don't age that well. So, this is what I mean when I try to explain to brothers that no, not all black females are overweight. It's just that a majority of them are plain fucking dumb and just they're not relationship material. They're they're irreversibly unmanageable to deal with. Okay? It has nothing to do with their looks. You have hot women in all race groups. Okay? But if I have to choose between a hot looking, black woman that is a fucking lunatic and, a moderately cute looking Asian woman or white woman or Hispanic woman that, is feminine, guess which one I'm gonna pick? I mean, if I gave a damn to fuck with females, which I don't because I have enough problems on my fucking plate, but I'm just saying as an example. This was a picture of her in 2012 on at some red carpet event. That was only 6 years ago. And if she was 47 at the time of her death, last night, then she must have been like 41 years old in this picture. And then this was a picture of her in 2006. Clearly, this woman is not ugly. Clearly, she's, one of those cute, attractive, black females. I mean, she was the November 1992 Playboy Playmate of the month for crying out loud. She was a cutie pie back then, and she was definitely somewhat attractive, now. And that's saying a lot for a woman that's closer to 50 than, 40 years of age. Rumor has it she was actually confirmed she dated Robert De Niro back in the day. I guess back when she was a spring chicken, 20, 30 years ago. And she was currently in a bitter custody battle with her ex-husband, who was the CEO of some chiropractor clinic in upscale New York City by the name of Charles Nicolai. Now, in addition to the public photos of this woman, I just took a quick peek at her featured on the November 1992 Playboy magazine edition or issue, and I can tell you without a doubt, she wasn't ugly. I mean, all of what you would expect of a curvy model female was there. Okay? So my point in saying this is there was once a time when this black female had everything that the likes of Crystalline Kerosene and all these other females on here say that a black female has to have to snag a white man. I'm sure she was charming. She was obviously cute. She had a nice body. Everything was there. And she was getting white men. She dated Robert De Niro. She was at some point married to this Charles Nicolai guy that was he was the CEO of this chiropractor clinic that, from what I'm seeing, he was a pretty wealthy guy, but they had divorced, and apparently they were locked in a custody battle over their mixed race son, the 7-year-old boy that she's pictured 6 years ago in this photo with, that she apparently murdered last night when she jumped out of the Gotham hotel with him. And apparently one of the arguments was that she had found some other wealthy white man to gold dig off of after divorcing this guy, and she wanted to take her mixed race son to Spain to be with her new boyfriend, and a judge wouldn't allow it because her white ex-husband, he was arguing for custody, and because he's rich, he can afford the lawyers to keep her from doing what black women usually do, which is take a man's child away from them. See, us brothers, we can't afford, when the female decide that she wanna, fuck with our heads or punish us for not wanting to be with her anymore, she can just take our children away from us. I'm not talking about me particularly. I don't have any children. But, that's what she does 9 times out of 10. And because we can't afford the $1,500 retainer fee every time we got to go to court with this wench, she basically gets away with it. But in the cases of like Holly Berry, in the case of this Playboy chick, she's dealing with men that actually have money, power, and influence, where she's not going to be able to run the same game she would with brothers. And speaking of brothers, clearly this is the type of chick, she wouldn't have touched a black man, even a celebrity black man, in a million years. Why? Because she had easy access to white men. Again, she was cute. She was a former Playboy Playmate, looked like she aged relatively well. She was able to keep her looks going well into her 40s, so because she was attractive, you know what I'm saying, and probably had that Valley white girl accent, she already rode in those type of circles of rich and powerful white people anyway. She had easy access to white men. But see, one thing that several people have said, in the MGTOW community and in the black online community and offline as well, is that looks can only get you so far. Okay, what we see here is a prime example of a swirling Playboy model that at one time in her life, I'm sure she felt like she was on top of the world. Rich and powerful white men, a mixed race child, good looks, you know what I'm saying? Just getting all that she wanted and more. It even says here that she was a educated sister. She was not only drop dead gorgeous, she was an educated black woman. Seeing here that she earned dual bachelor's degrees in business management and marketing at Farley Dickinson University, and she also attended Ophelia DeVore School of Charm, where I guess she developed her skills and desire for public speaking and deifying white men, but that's a subject for another video. So in this black, ex-Playboy Playmate, I just can't get around the fact that she had these 2 bachelor's degrees, yet the best job she could manage to find was taking her clothes off for Hugh Hefner. But anyway, you have a black woman who appears to be when she was in her prime, the total package. She's pretty, she ages well, she has she has 2 bachelor's degrees. She's dating, wealthy, rich and famous white men. She has a mixed breed child. She could afford to rent a penthouse, that she decided to commit suicide jumping off the 25th floor of. So, she had some degree of money. So everything seemed to be right. I mean, she had curves at 42 years old. I mean, my goodness. This is her at 42. I mean, come on, man. Y'all know what I think about black females, but just me as the heterosexual male, I mean, my goodness. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, she had everything except what the Scarecrow didn't have in The Wizard of Oz. If I only had a brain. Now, some people would say that's cruel. But do not come at me when this wench decided to murder her child, okay, while committing suicide. She intentionally jumped off the damn building with her son, turned both of them into oatmeal just to get back at the rich white father who had, he was a little bit too deep in the pockets to hire a lawyer for her to get away with what these black females get away with when they take black men's children and blue collar men in general's children away from them. See what I'm saying? See, the justice system only works in the woman's favor when the man can't afford to counter her bullshit. See, then it works in his favor. So she jumped off just like, I mean, we've all had ex-girlfriends and ex-wives that do stuff that they think is going to hurt us. Now, obviously, I'm thinking if he was in a custody battle with this woman, he must be devastated that his child is now, you know, dead history because of this crazy black chick that now I'm sure he's going over in his head he should have never got with in the first fucking place. But see, this is the risk that you take when you get with these women. It don't matter how pretty they are. That's what David Carroll was saying. Don't matter. Okay? You put them butt naked in a bed and give me something else that I prefer next to it. Guess which one I'm going to select? In my line of work, I come in contact with several attractive women. Okay? Including black women, unfortunately. Okay? I don't pay them no never mind, whether they charming or whether they have an attitude, because I know they all fall, ride along the same line of fucked up thinking. Okay, that don't mean all of them are gonna jump off a 25th, story penthouse suite, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying to be saying. Okay, you never know. It's like the dude that shot up the high school in Texas today. Not every fucked up in the head, teenager going through identity crisis. You know what I'm saying? And naive and depressed and bullied in school is going to shoot up their school. But then again, you never know. You never know who the nutcase is. Clearly, this woman was a nutcase to do some crazy shit like this. And another thing I don't understand, why does every black female, no matter what circle she rides in, whether it's, the hood or Hollywood, have to have a criminal record, a rap sheet? I mean, BT 1000 much? In 2006, apparently this Stephanie Adams chick, she sued the NYPD successfully and got like $373,000 because she claimed they committed police brutality against her. Apparently, some cab driver called the police on her and said that she had a gun, that she was threatening him with a gun, and they pulled her out of the cab because she refused to exit, threw her on the ground and handcuffed and frisked her. Now, she didn't have a gun, but one would have to ask, and what's knowing how black females are, why would a cab driver that's looking to make money on a fare just randomly call the police on one of their passengers and say that the passenger had a weapon? Why would he do that? Just what, for fun? To troll? No, she was likely verbally threatening him and acting like black females do when they get an attitude about something. So, anyway. And then the next thing she knew, her ex-husband divorced her. He's winning the battle to get the child, and she probably had to downgrade to the type of white men that she was used to, which may have contributed to her suicide. Now, look. Don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying, okay? Given some of the shit that I'm going through with and have gone through with in my life, and all of us have gone through with, I'm not in any way, shape, or form knocking this woman for suffering whatever she was going through mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically, okay? Life is a bitch, no matter who you are, no matter how good you look, no matter how rich and powerful you are, no matter how many championship trophies you have in your china cabinet. Life is a bitch, and there will come a time when it's going to beat your ass down, whether it's a health issue, whether it's, losing a loved one, whether it's some type of legal troubles, whether it's financial troubles. Something is going to come around in life to kick your ass, and not everybody responds to it the same way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking her for having problems as a human being. Okay? What I am knocking is you have to question, okay, not only a female, but a media and a society that does not call, I can't call this woman what I want to call her, but does not call this devil out for what she is, which is a child killer. And there was a case that I did a video about 2 years ago, similar to this incident, where people were, calling the female an angel after she had stepped in front of a truck on a highway holding her son, calling her and her son angels in heaven. I'm like, no, this satanic, you know what? There's no way she went to heaven after intentionally killing her child. Now, I understand you going through stuff in your life. I'm going through stuff in my life. Hey, We are, whether you a swirler, a race mixer, or no matter what you are, okay? We all go through stuff in life. I understand that. What I will never understand and never accept is how you kill your own child just to prevent the father from having custody of the child. You want to kill yourself? Okay, that's fine. But to me, this wench is no better than that motherfucker that shot up that school in Texas today. She's a fucking murderer. And if the Bible is accurate the way Christians believe it is, or the way they claim to believe it is, she's burning in hell right now, where she belongs. Okay? You don't murder an innocent baby, an innocent child, just to get back at a man, or get back at anybody, or keep him from having her. And what have we told you guys? And how many times have we experienced this with these crazy ass black females? And it's not just black females, but they are the worst example. When they can't get what they want, they throw a fucking temper tantrum. And they either try to play victim, or they do something that's so goddamn rash that it even leaves Satan himself scratching his fucking head. Okay? What gave this played out, dried up, failed, bitter swirler that was mad because her knight in shining armor seen on the background of her Facebook page didn't come, her white knight in shining armor didn't come and sweep her off her feet so that she could live like the little black Cinderella happily ever after? What gave her the right to murder an innocent child? And her child at that. It seems like if she was so damn distraught, she would have gave the baby to the husband or the ex-husband and jumped off the damn hotel herself. But no, see, she can't do that. She got to be selfish. I have absolutely no sympathy for her. At that point, at that stage, you lose all sympathy, you lose all respect. And this is yet another example of the failure, as Brother Obsidian calls it, the sisterhood of failure. All these black females that are nowhere near on the scale in the looks department as this female was, talking about get you a white man, get you an Asian man. Like there's just a line of white and Asian men that are actually, of stature, looking to sweep, ratchet black females up off of their damn feet. And they just gonna go, off into the damn distance, living happily ever after. This right here proves that is a fallacy and that is a farce. Okay? Everybody has relationship problems. Okay? You have white men and white women divorcing, on a famous blue collar level, white collar level, every level, even white trailer trash level, at alarming rates. If white men are divorcing their white wives, what the hell makes these black females think that he's gonna stick with her? Are you fucking serious? And black females had a double whammy, because once they think they got their claws on you, then they start acting crazy. Okay? And ain't no man that got something going for him gonna put up with that. Alright? Because just as easily, you think about it. Now, she's a nice looking chick. But if he could get her, I'm talking about her ex-husband, just like Robert De Niro, he could get any female that looks like her and better. So, whether you hit the wall or whether you just hit his last nerve, okay? You ain't gonna be, his little chocolate princess like the final fucking solution or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Where there ain't no, women kill me. They really do. Where they think somehow that they pussy and they looks are going to hold a man down. You have to have much more than looks and pussy. Even if you got good pussy, and most females don't. Okay? Speaking from experience and from things I've heard and seen. Okay? Even if you have that though, if a man can get a female like you that thinks she look good or knows she look good, you know what I'm saying? He can get any female that looks like you and better. Okay? So this Stephanie Adams case raises two very important questions. All right? And these are questions we've asked before. And one of these questions is rhetorical. One, are black women relationship material as a collective? Like I said, rhetorical question. We already know the answer to that question. And the other question is her case a example of what, a public example of what's really going on behind closed doors in a lot of these interracial relationships? Okay, we've seen more than enough cases to indicate and signify that everything is not sunny side up between black women and white men. Okay, in these relationships, whether they be famous, celebrity type relationships or not. The only relationships that seem to be working, whether they're in Hollywood or, just among common normal people, are people that are usually older, like George Lucas and his black wife that's the Wall Street executive. People that are, well into their 40s and 50s, and, they're past that stage of trying to look good, to get 10,000 Instagram followers type shit. Okay? And they've just accepted what they are, and they just want to settle down with someone on their level. Those are the only marriages and relationships that seem to be working. So I'm not saying that black females are any less likely to make a marriage work. I'm just saying they're nothing special. Clearly they're nothing special. And a lot of them, like this female, can't accept that. She couldn't accept the fact that she was pretty, young, beautiful at one point, but now, she's just damaged, used goods that white men just throw around, just toss around from one to the next. She couldn't accept the fact that even though she had that mixed race child, it still did not improve her life. Again, I'm not knocking her for having personal issues, okay? Who knows? Maybe I could even relate to some of her personal issues. But you don't kill an innocent fucking child and then expect me to have sympathy for your ass just because you're a woman. Okay? Like I said, she's no better than that school shooter in Texas today. Fuck her. And every wench that thinks like her. Black men, you better beware. And white men too, for that matter. Talk to you later, guys.